Hey guys, Andrew here, and today I'm bringing you a transfer video. I know I've only ever made one of these, and I'm probably going to continue this. I'm only going to make one a season because um, as a young content creator, I'm going to give you a bit of advice here that I feel. Uh, Making videos you don't personally enjoy making can be hard to do. Hard to get crowds to do anything. What I'm trying to say here is it's not easy to, put out a video that you don't really want to do because people don't really enjoy it as such. So I only make one transfer video a year because I don't really like making transfer videos. They're hard to make, first of all. And not just that, loads of people make them, and a lot of it's just not going to happen anyway. But okay, here we go. So I'm going to go club by club, alphabetical order, beginning with Arsenal. Now, Arsenal are one of the clubs that I didn't have a mental breakdown with, trying to find out who they're interested in. Arsenal was one of the easiest, actually. They've been interested in players like James Maddison and Ben White, and they're interested in a good few players. I think out of all the players Arsenal are interested in, they should go for Ben White. He's a young defender, about 50 million. We all know him. He's a good player for Brighton. I think 50 million for him is ridiculous, but when you hear that Nat Phillips is now worth 50 million, oh, you just know the game is gone. That's just ridiculous, it is. But it's a risky transfer for Arsenal to make, but I'm just going to go with it. It might be good, and yeah. On to Aston Villa, who have been interested in Leon Bailey, and this would be a very good transfer for Villa. Not just because he's a good player, but because he'd be the perfect replacement for Grealish. I'm sorry, Villa fans, Grealish is going to City. Yeah, and we'll talk about that a bit later when I hit Man City, but Grealish will go there, I think. I think Bailey might. Do I think this Bailey transfer will happen for Villa? The Ben White, I think, will happen. I'm going to say the Leon Bailey won't. I think Bailey will go to another club in the Premier League, but I don't think he'll go to Villa. But they're interested and it'll be a great signing. Brentford are after Reece Nelson. Now, Brentford need to get moving or else they will be getting relegated, I think. They've not had a good window at all. But Reece Nelson could change that. In my opinion, he's one of the most underrated young players in the world. I think he's a brilliant young player. I don't think Arsenal appreciate him enough. And I think if he went to Brentford, he'd be brilliant. But Brighton and Palace are interested in him too. I do think this transfer will happen. I do think he'll go to Brentford. Because I think you'll see it as a young, exciting London club to go to, and with a bright future ahead of it. I think Brentford are going to be very good up front. I'm a bit worried about Brentford at the back, but I think Reece Nelson would be a good signing for Brentford. On to Brighton, who are after Edward. The guy who scores loads of goals for Celtic, as most people would call him. He's worth about 20 million himself. I think this deal happens. I think Brighton will make this deal happen, and I don't know if this deal's going to really work out for him well. I think he'll have a poor year. I think Brighton might nearly go down. We'll talk about that in my prediction videos. There's still like a few weeks to go before I make that, but right now I'm not sure Brighton stay up. Adbrand would help things, but I do think he'll be average for Brighton. But I do think it will happen. Burnley are after Cornet, a young player from Lyon who can play left wing back, left wing, play loads of places on the left side. About 15 million apparently. Burnley, you need to make this deal happen. This would be exciting for your fans to have a player like that. I know you're interested more in Phillips from Liverpool for 50 million, which is crazy. This guy, and I'm a Liverpool man, right? As you can see in the background, I support Liverpool. Liverpool and Bows in my life. But I just think that it would be mental for you to buy Phillips and not Cornet. Cornet is younger, more exciting, and I don't think he will sign him. And I think this is going to be a huge problem for you as this season goes on, because I think you'd regret this. And yeah. Chelsea aren't interested in that much. They're interested in Haaland, which is not happening. No way is Haaland going to Chelsea. 150 million quid thrown at his head. Good business? No. I think he's a good player, Haaland. He really is a good player. But I think he'll go to one of the clubs in La Liga next season. I think he'll stay one more year at Dortmund, then he'll go to Barcelona maybe. And yeah. Crystal Palace are after Anderson, who plays in the French league, I believe. I forget all the research in my brain because I've been making this video for ages, and yeah. They're interested in Anderson for 25 million quid. He's a good player. He was Denmark in the Euros, a good player. I think Palace will do a good business here. I just got a feeling it's not going to happen though for Palace. I do think Palace will be alright this season there. I'm not sure how good Vieira is as a manager, but I just think Palace will be exciting this year to watch. Which, coming from me, the man who said they'd come bottom of the league last year, I did my punishment for that, so. And don't worry, in the prediction video I'm going to make, there'll be more punishments. And yeah. Everton. This is very interesting. They're interested in Leo and Martial. Now, I've given Everton Martial here. And I don't think they're going to sign either. But if they do, I think Martial will be more happy because I think Leo will go to another club, which we'll talk about in the future. But yeah, 25 million around. Martial is not been great for United. I think this would be a chance to save his career. I think he should want this deal to happen. Under Rafa Benitez, he could be a good player. I don't think it will happen, but I think it'd be a good move for both parties. And yeah. Leeds United, they're interested in Traore and Dan James. I think Leeds are more. I think if you're going to go one of them, go Dan James. I don't think he will sign Dan James. But if you sign him from Man United and he turns out to be a brilliant player for you, oh my God, that'd be unbelievable. You want that fast, wingy player. Danny James would be brilliant for Leeds. I know he would be. About 15 million apparently. Now, I could be wrong with that. I couldn't really find a price tag for most of these. So you might think, Andrew, what are you on about? That price is nowhere near right. A lot of these are just that I looked up on FootMob around their value because I couldn't find an actual price tag. But yeah, 15 million. And I think this will not happen. But I hope it does because I want to see Daniel James get more game time. So yeah. Leicester City and Kabak. This deal's happening. It might have already happened by the time this video comes out. But it wasn't easy to find Leicester. So a little loophole there. I couldn't find anything confirming that he's gone. I know that he was as much like... He was as good for Liverpool last season as my cat Alfie was downstairs. He was just as good for Liverpool last year. And he didn't even play. So I don't rate Kabak. But I think he could turn out alright at Leicester. He'd have Sayuncu there. Good defender to learn off. Turkish as well. Even though Turkey were pudding in the Euros. I should know. I said they'd be the freaking dark horse of the tournament. Oh, God. So, this could turn out crap for Leicester. And I don't think it'll work out well at Leicester. But it could. Maybe 8 million is worth a gamble. I don't know. Liverpool. Now, This is just who I want Liverpool to sign more. Okay? This isn't going to happen. Because our owners are selfish twats, realistically, who only want money for themselves, and they never invest any money in the club. Now, guys, let's have a talk. And I'm not going to turn this into a 5-minute rant about Liverpool, okay? But look at all the money you get from like shirt sales, match programs, all of this revenue at the club and everything as you build up, okay? That's how you make money into a club as big as Liverpool. Like, you don't just go around and try and make profit on transfers. I don't know what FSG are playing at. The sooner they get out, the better. Because I don't like them. But I really want Liverpool to sign Barella to replace Gini Wijnaldum. Because I think Barella's a really good player. He's showed it into Milan. He had a good enough Euros. 70 million is a lot of money, but he's worth that money. Trust me. Klopp will develop a young player like him into one of the best midfielders in the world if this transfer happens. You heard it here first, but it won't. Manchester City, and I'm not going with Grealish because that's a bit boring. And I also think City should be after Kane more than Grealish because I think City need a really good goal scorer to replace Aguero. Kane's perfect. I know he's 160 million, but that would be one of the best transfers in Premier League history. He'd score loads of goals for you, and I think I think this would be the difference between City winning the league next year and not. So yeah. Man United. Now United, this was not easy to find because United have done their business. Signing Sancho and signing Varane. Two good players, and United are already a title threat in my opinion this year. You sign Calvert-Lewin, that's the cherry on the already perfectly made cake, that is. And I think I think it'd be a very interesting title battle if you sign Calvert-Lewin. Newcastle are after Willock for 30 million quid. He was really good for Newcastle last year. And I think he'd be good for Newcastle this year. I do think this deal will happen. Sure, I hadn't done that in a while, actually. From Liverpool. Barella, no, won't happen. Kane, no, I don't think Kane will happen. And I don't think Calvert-Lewin will happen for United. Just saying that. But I think this deal will happen. I think Willock will go to Newcastle. Mike Ashley, just like FSG, needs to, actually spend a little bit of money instead of just keeping it for himself. And I think if he does that, I think Willock will be a great addition. Because he was good last year for Newcastle on loan. Now, Norwich, okay. I know this is wrong. You go, right, Norwich fan. I want you, if any Norwich fans watch this video, I want you to text below in the comments who you're after. Because I don't know what on earth you think you're doing. I mean, you signed Billy Gilmore, good signing. For me, that's a good signing. But you're not going to sign Billing, because he's already told you to feck off, in other words. There's stronger words for that, but you know what I mean. He doesn't want to sign for Norwich, but he's the only player who could find that they were even interested. It was about 12 million. I don't know, maybe you could kidnap him and force him to sign the contract. I'm not consoling, kidnapping on this YouTube channel. I'm just saying that it's an idea. Southampton are after Mail. He's a good defender, this guy. Again, Southampton, very hard to find any deals with. About 10 million quid. We'd be a great player for Southampton. I don't think it will happen, but Southampton, you should try and make that deal happen. You should. On to a deal that I think will surprise people that will happen. Spurs. After Romero, a good young Atalanta defender. About 40 million. Can I see it happening? Levy needs to spend money. But I've got a feeling this will be one of the only transfer Spurs make. I've just got a feeling this one will happen. And I think it'll be a good signing for Spurs. I really do. I think he'll put them in a top 4 fight. You heard that, if they keep Kane, keep Son, and get him in to help that weak defence, I think we're looking at a top 4 challenger. Watford, I'm really struggling here. They're after Len Strugger from Udinese for 5 mil. I've never heard of him either. Apparently he's a defender. He's the only player I could find for Watford, so they've already done their business, Watford. Signing players like Dennis would be a good striker, I think. I think Watford will have a decent season. Yeah. West Ham, another one that wasn't easy. Well, I didn't really look up West Ham because the answer's obvious. Lingard. It's so obvious that he was good for you last year. Sign him for 30 million this year because he's such a good player for you. I would do this deal, and yeah. I think this deal will happen. I'm going to say, yeah. I think Len Struggle will happen too for Watford. And I think 3 in a row will happen. And we'll move on to Wolves. Now, I had written down just before I found out this deal had already happened. I was going to say Sa, the goalkeeper, because they saw Patricio. What is happening with Wolves this year? They lose Ruben Neves, they're screwed. Oh, speaking of midfielders, Spurs are interested in Ruben Neves and Aaron Ramsey. I still think you should be after the defender more, but yeah. Wolves after Leo, just like Everton. I think he'll go to Wolves because he's Portuguese. And Wolves love their Portuguese players. Do I think it'd be good for Wolves? No, not really. I think it'd be average for Wolves. I don't think Wolves will have a good year this year. We'll say that for the predictions. That could be a bit of a shock. And yeah. Anyway, it's been me. We're not making any more transfer videos. I'm going to think of ideas to make with club videos, but I'm not going to be making a video for a while because it's my birthday on Friday and I'm going to be, doing stuff for that. And yeah, so I won't be making another video for a while. But I will talk about clubs and stuff before that. Like the whole Derby County situation. I want to make a video on that, I do. And yeah. Anyway, it's been me. See you next time.